You're watching the 2014 General Election Candidates Forum. Tonight's forum features county races and Campbell County Health Board. Now let's get started.
Welcome back to the General Election Candidates Forum. We will continue tonight's forum with candidates for county attorney. The candidates with us this evening are Ron Worthwine and Lisa Finke. And here is an introductory statement from our candidates. Candidates, you have 1 minute. Let's begin with Lisa Finke.
My name is Lisa Finke, and I'm running for county attorney. I graduated from the University of Wyoming College of Law in 2008, after which I took a position as a law clerk with the district court in Gillette. I clerked for 3 years, after which I went to the Campbell County Attorney's Office and prosecuted for a little less than 2 years. After that, I went into private practice, and I currently serve part-time as a guardian ad litem, representing children in abuse and neglect cases. I'm also a circuit court magistrate, and I fill in for the judges when they are unavailable, including being the substitute judge for the Juvenile and Family Drug Court program. I'm a member of the Campbell County Prevention Council and president of the Board of Directors for Energy Capital Habitat for Humanity. I'm also a member of the statewide GAL Program Advisory Committee. I'm running for county attorney because I want to serve the citizens of Campbell County. I'm a well-rounded individual with natural leadership abilities who is dedicated to doing any job before me well. I have a good work ethic, great people skills, and a genuine concern for the well-being of the community. I will make an excellent county attorney, and I ask for your vote in November.
Thank you. Now Ron Worthwine.
Well, the timer was making noise still, so I didn't know we were going. Good evening. My name is Ron Worthwine. I'm running for county attorney. I am obviously the Republican. I've been a resident of Wyoming since 1994, and I also graduated from the University of Wyoming College of Law in 2006. After that, I worked for the district court judges, and then I went to the public defender's office for a little over 2 years. I went to the public defender's office because I had a passion for trial work, and I knew in the public defender's office you'd be able to get into the courtroom right away. After I worked for the public defender, I went to the Nick Carter Law Firm, and I worked with Nick for slightly over a year. And after that, I went to work for the county attorney's office. When Bill Edelman took his judgeship in Buffalo, I took over in the county attorney's office, eventually being promoted to the chief deputy position. My passion for trial work gives me the experience that I need in order to make the right decisions and to be able to help train the attorneys that are in the office. And I would ask for your vote on November 4th.
Thank you. Now for the question. Each candidate has 5 minutes to respond. What is your vision for the future of the county attorney's office? We'll begin with Ron Worthwine.
My vision for the future in the county attorney's office has a couple of facets. The first thing I would say is that the county attorney's office needs to be focused on reducing the recidivism rate. Both as a defense attorney and as a prosecutor, we see over and over again some of the same defendants. And one of the common denominators that those defendants that you see over and over again have are drug problems. There is a definite need to recognize what can be done and what resources we have. Unfortunately, we don't have a treatment facility here in Gillette, but we have treatment facilities down in Casper that we utilize. We have treatment facilities in Sheridan that we utilize. And it's an important tool to have in the toolbox as a prosecutor when we're looking at the criminal actions of people. It's easy to say, well, let's just throw them in jail, and sometimes that's necessary. The punishment aspect has to be taken care of, has to be looked at. But at the same time, if we just throw them in jail for a certain amount of time and then they're out again looking for their drug, it really doesn't help anybody because it leaves the people of Campbell County at risk. Being victims of violent crime, being victims of property crime, being victims of theft. But if we find these people early, who are going to be our recidivists, are people that are having addiction problems, are people that need this treatment, if we can get them into the treatment that they need early, I think that it's going to make a huge difference on the amount of people that we see over and over and over again. And I think it's an important vision for the future of the county attorney's office to get the attorneys on board with looking for those people that do need that assistance, that do need that treatment, and trying to get them into those programs because we don't want to see them offend again. It's an important piece to what I think the vision of the future of the county attorney's office should be. Of course, when looking at the county attorney's office, I think one of the biggest things that we do is prosecute crime. That is where most people have their interactions with the county attorney's office, is either being the victim of crime, being accused of a crime, and so the prosecution of crime is obviously one of my biggest focuses. It's been one of my biggest focus throughout my legal career. And one of the things that I think will be important is to have a county attorney that has done big, serious felony trials so that we have in-house training. As attorneys, we have to do trainings 15 hours a year to stay up with our legal requirements. But I think it's important to have that person in the office that's able to train in-house. Today, I had a trial going on, but during one of the breaks, I had one of the attorneys in the office come to me and talk to me about one of the trials that he has coming up. And we bounced some ideas off each other, and I thought it was a very good collaborative process. So I think it's important to have people in the office, such as myself, that have done those trials, that have been there, and can do the work and can lead by example. Like I said, I'm doing a trial today. It started today, and it should be over tomorrow. But I'm in the middle of doing one, and some of the younger attorneys in the office come and watch. And it's important to have a leader that leads by example. And that's one of the visions that I have, is leading the office by example. Now, as the chief administrator in the county attorney's office, am I going to be able to have the kind of caseload that I have now? No, of course not, because there are administrative duties that the county attorney has. But my vision for the county attorney's office in the future is that as the head attorney in the office, I will handle the important cases, the big cases, and be the voice for the victims in Campbell County while leading my team of attorneys by example. It will also be one of my focuses for the future of the county attorney's office to continue to pay attention to the youth of Campbell County. Because, of course, we deal with the juvenile system, and we are the state's voice in the juvenile system, and it's important to keep up on that.
Okay, your time's up. Thank you. And now Lisa Finke.
My vision for the future of the Campbell County Attorney's Office is clear. If I'm elected, my goal is to have one of the best, if not the best, county attorney's offices in the state. The employees of the office are going to be professional, respectful, dedicated, hardworking, and knowledgeable. We're going to have an organized and professional office, and it starts from the top down. It starts with me. To begin with, my job will be that of an administrator. My job will be to be present in the office, supervising and overseeing the work and the decisions being made. My job will be to know what's going on in the office, in court, and in Campbell County. We're going to have an office that is professional in every way, from the paperwork that is produced by the office all the way up to our interactions with the public and the courts. We're going to be respectful of everyone we come in contact with. We're going to earn the respect of the public and every agency we work with by being professional and respectful. We're going to be prepared in court. We're going to have discovery and evidence distributed in a timely manner to avoid delays in cases. We're going to be respectful of others' time by not being late for court and by giving adequate notice to witnesses, jurors, and the courts in instances where court hearings have to be continued. We're going to keep witnesses and victims informed of what's going on in their cases. We're going to develop a system of communication that allows phone calls to be returned in a timely manner. The employees are going to be well trained. We're going to develop a continuing education and training program that allows the employees to continually improve their skills. We're going to implement a training program that other offices throughout the state are going to want to follow. We're going to save the taxpayers money by using local resources to provide relevant Wyoming-based legal training to the attorneys, such as tapping into the wealth of knowledge that the numerous retired judges around the state have and are willing to share. We're going to keep quality employees from leaving the office by creating an environment where employees want to come to work and do their best because they feel they're supported and that there's room for career growth. We're going to create a work environment that leads the employees to continually strive for excellence. We're going to hire attorneys with significant trial experience to handle the cases that need to go to trial and to mentor the other highly talented attorneys in the office on how to win at trial. We're going to hire attorneys who are not just experienced at going to trial, but at winning the hard trials. We're going to file the right charges the first time so we don't waste the taxpayers' money and the court system's time dismissing cases. We're going to establish policies and procedures that lead to consistent, effective justice. We're going to establish a standard sentencing schedule with aggravating factors so that the attorneys are consistently making the same recommendations when it comes to sentencing. We're going to establish charging policies that provide every defendant and every victim, regardless of race, social class, culture, sex, or past history, with justice that is unbiased and fair. We're going to get justice for the community as well as the victims. We're going to make sentencing recommendations that send a message that child abuse, sexual assault, domestic violence, and prostitution are not welcome in our community. We're going to work to address the DUI problem that exists in our community by looking for innovative ways to alter the sentencing of multiple DUI offenders to protect the community, such as advocating for participation in the 24/7 sobriety program that was passed in the last legislative session or the establishment of a DUI court. Every DUI death is a preventable death, and we're going to take DUIs seriously. We're going to aggressively seek justice and restitution for our victims. We're going to advocate for mental health services as a part of sentencing. We're going to bring back community service as a sentencing option. We're going to work cooperatively with other agencies in the criminal justice field. We're going to support them in accomplishing their jobs and helping them meet their statutory requirements. We're going to earn their respect because we're doing our job and we're doing it well. We're going to take an active role in bettering the community. We're going to be proactive in approaching our legislatures about needed changes in the law. We're going to advocate for better victim services and support those agencies in our community that provide those services. We're going to actively educate the community and raise awareness around issues such as child sexual abuse, elder abuse and exploitation, and sexting. We're going to participate in preventative measures whenever possible. We're going to continue to provide quality legal advice to the county commissioners and departments. We're going to manage the taxpayers' money wisely and make sure they are getting the best bang for their buck when it comes to justice in our community. You'll notice when I talk about the office that I use the word we. That's because I know that if I'm elected, running a successful office is going to be a team effort. If I'm elected, my job would be to lead the office as a manager and administrator. My job would be to make solid legal decisions and structure the environment of the office to be an environment of success where employees love what they do and as a result provide a high quality of service to the citizens of Campbell County. My vision for the office is clear: respect, professionalism, and a high quality of service. Thank you.
Thank you. Now it is time for closing statements. Each candidate will have 1 minute for their closing statement. We will begin with Lisa Finke.
Thank you. It's time to raise the bar on what the citizens of Campbell County deserve and get from the county attorney's office. It's time to expect more. If you trust me with your vote, I will be a true leader in the office and run an office based on integrity, hard work, and earned respect. I have a wealth of experience that sets me apart as a leader and an administrator. I have spent hundreds of hours presiding over and managing the courtroom as a circuit court magistrate judge. I have worked within the criminal justice system as an attorney, judge, foster parent, police dispatcher, EMT, and firefighter. If I lack anything in experience, I make up for it in GSD, getting stuff done. It's time to expect more. It's time to raise the bar. I am the candidate that is best suited to run the county attorney's office as an administrator and a leader. I would be honored if you would vote for me in the upcoming election. Thank you.
Thank you. And now Ron Worthwine.
Thank you very much. And thank you for inviting us to the forum. We certainly appreciate it. I think that it's an important choice that the voters of Campbell County are going to have to make on November 4th. But the thing I would ask you to keep in mind is that there is no more effective leader than one who leads by example. And that is the type of leader that I will be. I will be the type of leader that can show the office. This is how we win at trial. I invite people to go to the district court and look at my history in the trials that I've done and the trials that I've won. And I invite that. I would ask you to do that. I would also invite you and ask you to talk to law enforcement. I don't have to establish relationships with law enforcement. I have the existing relationships with law enforcement, and that's an important part of what the county attorney is going to have to do, and I would ask for your vote on November 4th. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you both for joining us this evening. We are going to take a short break and return for the Campbell County Health Board of Trustees Forum. Please stay tuned.